What's good YouTube, Akil here, back with another video, and today I'm going to be sharing some sales from Poshmark with you guys. Over the past couple of weeks I started to make a lot more sales on Poshmark, primarily because I'm starting to use the hammock cross-listing service, and basically what they're doing is they're cross-listing my items from eBay onto Poshmark for me, so it just makes the whole listing process that much simpler. Even though listing on Poshmark is super easy, having a virtual assistant do it for me makes it that much easier, and all I have to do is just share my closet, a couple times a day in order to kind of drive some sales. So if you guys are interested in these type of what sold videos, make sure that you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright y'all, so the first sale that I have to share with you guys is this pair of Cole Haan Grand Pro sneakers, and I picked these up from the thrift for maybe $5 or $6, and these sold a lot quicker than a lot of Cole Haan shoes usually do sell for me. I stopped picking up most Cole Haan shoes. I used to pick up Lunar Grands and Zero Grands all the time, but those are just very overly saturated right now, so I stopped picking those up. But I seen this pair and these were in really good condition, and I think I spent maybe $5 or $6 on these, and once I got these up on Poshmark, they sold within about maybe 5 or 6 days, which is way faster than they may have sold for on eBay. Some Cole Haan shoes that I list on eBay sometimes sits for like maybe a week, sometimes it may sit for as long as 6 months. So this one sold really quickly, and like I said, for $39 was my full asking price, so I was definitely happy with that. Next up, we got a pair of slippers from the brand Fry, and these were a pair of slippers for women. Well, not slippers, but you could call them like pointed toe flats. These sold for $25. I had these listed on eBay for maybe 3 to 4 months. Had a ton of people watching them, but I guess just due to the condition and the size was a size 10, so that's a little bit bigger, so those sizes tend to move a little slower for me at least, and this one sold for $25. I was hoping that I would be able to get a little more profit out of these because the brand Fry is really good, it's really strong, but like I said, I got a best offer of $25, and since I had these for so long, I just went ahead and accepted that, and I think I spent $3 on these sandals, so overall still made a good amount of profit. Next up, we got a pair of skates, and these skates were definitely not in the best condition. These had a ton of scratches, a lot of scuffs, just a ton of little cosmetic flaws, but for the most part the rollers were actually in still really good condition. And this brand Vanilla Junior, if these were like in really good shape, I could sometimes get well over 100 or sometimes even $200, because that's what a lot of people were getting for these on eBay. But I think I spent $8 for these, and even though they weren't in the best shape, since the comps were kind of strong, I still went ahead and grabbed these up. And the funny thing is, I was expecting these to sell on eBay, but they sold on Poshmark within like 2 or 3 days of listing it, so definitely very surprised with that. And they sold for $69. So the thing with Poshmark is I don't usually sell a lot of items that are more than say $50, so anytime something sells for more than 50, it definitely stands out, and this one was a really good sale for me. Next up, we got this sweater from the brand Orvis, and Orvis was one of those brands that I used to pick up all the time, but that was just a few years ago. At this point, Orvis doesn't sell for as strong as it used to, so it really just depends on the overall style on whether or not I'll pick it up. And this one was in really good condition, still kind of a stylish sweater, but I wasn't expecting this to sell anytime soon. Of course, we're in the middle of the summer, but people are starting to pick up their fall and winter items now, and in some places of the country it is still kind of cold at night, so it makes sense that it's sold. So this one sold for $35, and I spent maybe $2 or $3 on this one on like the half off day at Goodwill, so really nice deal on this. Next up, we got this pair of Nike Air Max Zeros in this Oreo colorway, and these were in pretty good condition. Ended up getting $50 for these. At first I was asking $59, and I got a good offer of $50, so I just went ahead and accepted that. And these were actually selling for a little more money on eBay as well. This one sold really quickly, so once again, it might have been something that I probably should have just waited a little longer for it to sell on eBay, but it is what it is. I'll just go ahead and take that profit, because I've learned several times from experience, sometimes even though you might see comps a little higher, if you can just get your item sold and just take $10 less than your asking price, it is what it is. So that's what I ended up doing with this. Next up, you got this pair of baseball cleats, and I've had these cleats. I picked these up from Ross, and I think I spent maybe $15 on these, maybe 12 or something like that, and I had these for well over a year, so I was definitely glad that these were able to sell. At first, the comps on these were kind of tricky. I seen some people had these listed a little more expensive because it was kind of like a Jackie Robinson collab or something like that. Not really sure what this was about, but like I said, at first I was asking like $60 for these, and then as the months went on, these were selling for barely $20, and this one went ahead and sold sold on Poshmark for 29 bucks. So definitely happy with that sale. Basically just broke even since I was able to pick these up from Ross, but it is what it is. I'd rather just break even than actually losing out on money. Next up, we got this vintage t-shirt, and this one said Manzanita Speedway. I'm guessing this was somewhere in Arizona at some point. I don't know if it still exists, but this t-shirt sold here on Poshmark for 15 bucks. I had it also listed on eBay for I think 25. Had no offers, had a couple people watching it, but no serious offers or anything like that. So I just went ahead and accepted that offer, and I think I had this, and I think I picked this one up for like $2 or $3 from Goodwill. So made a decent amount of profit on this, nothing crazy. Next up, we got another pair of cleats, and I also picked these up from Ross. I think I spent 12 bucks on these, and these were sitting in my eBay inventory for a very long time. So I was glad to actually finally cross-list these on Poshmark, and as soon as I cross-listed these, they sold for 29 bucks, probably within 2 or 3 days of cross-listing it. And I had these listed on eBay for maybe 7 or 8 months. I had these for a really long time. So just the fact that I was able to put these up on Poshmark and they sold super quick definitely just kind of shows the importance of cross-listing items, because I also had these listed for 29 bucks on eBay as well, and I had no watchers, no anything, no real attention at all, and as soon as I put it up on Poshmark, sold super quick. Next up, keeping things going with some of the smaller sales, this is a pair of Nike shorts with just that big swoosh on the leg, and I actually had these shorts in the personal collection for a while. I was rocking these maybe a couple summers ago, and once we moved, I tried to just clear out my closet a little bit, because I try to do that every few months, and I realized I wasn't wearing these anymore. So put these up on Poshmark for 16 bucks, and they sat around for maybe 1 or 2 months, and they finally sold for 16 bucks. But of course, you guys already know I picked these up from the thrift, and I think I spent maybe 4 or 5 bucks on these, so made a decent amount of profit, especially after, you know, wearing them for a few. Next up, we got a pair of Timberland boots. These are a pair of Timberland Earth Keepers, and these sold on Poshmark for my full asking price as well, for 59 bucks. And I also had these listed up on eBay. I think I was asking either 59 or 69. Had them up on eBay for maybe a month and a half, almost 2 months, and as soon as I put these up on Poshmark, they sold within a week. So that's another really good example of why I cross list, just so I can get some more attention on some of these items, and this one sold pretty quickly, so definitely happy with that. And I think I spent maybe 7 or 8 bucks on these shoes, so definitely made a decent amount of profit. And last but certainly not least, this is definitely my best sale of the past week. This is a pair of golf shoes, and these are the Nike Lunar Claytons, and these were in pretty good condition. They did have some creases. I was originally asking like 100 bucks for these on eBay, but for that reason they were sitting on eBay for well over a year. I actually accepted a return on these because the person that originally bought them for 100 bucks, once they returned them, they said they didn't fit, and because they returned them, I had these sitting in my inventory for a very, very long time. So I was just glad to go ahead and get these cross listed, and they sold for 75 bucks. I think I was asking 89 on Poshmark, and I got a best offer of 75, so I just went ahead and accepted that. Sometimes, especially for me, since the majority of my business is like used electronics, everything that's selling on Poshmark at this point, I'm not gonna say I'm just like letting stuff go, but I'm definitely just trying to, you know, kind of keep the cash flow going. So even if I accept a lower offer on certain items, I'm perfectly fine with that. And just for those of you that are still watching this video, what I'm doing with Poshmark, basically my game plan for this is to basically just kind of funnel this money into a Roth IRA and just other investment opportunities, because like I said before, the majority of my business and the things that I'm doing really well with is used electronics. So the eBay business is really just funneling, you know, my lifestyle and all of those other things. But Poshmark is definitely going to be one of those things that my older self will definitely thank me for later, because like I said, I started up a Roth IRA, and I have some other really good investment plans and just investment ideas that I'm really planning on kind of funneling some of this Poshmark money into. But as of right now, I'm really just using Poshmark to kind of fund my Roth IRA, and once that's capped out at 6,000 bucks, I'm going to go ahead and funnel that money into something else. So definitely drop a comment, let me know if you guys are doing something similar with Poshmark, or if Poshmark is like a really main focus for your business, because for me, like I said, eBay is the big portion of my resale business, but Poshmark is kind of bringing in, I guess you would call it extra money, because a lot of these items that I'm picking up, a lot of the clothing and shoes, I'm getting for super good prices, and I'm going ahead and selling it there. So if you haven't already, make sure that you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you guys are interested in any of the consistency tees, definitely hit that first link in the description, and don't forget to use code consistency10 for 10% off your order. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
For the winner, cause you felt like you was losing, only for the winner. Move just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner. Boy, my heart is cold, and I'm too cool to sweat it. I should've never offered it. I'm tight and now I'm off this shit. You should wanna be a real one. Earn the base is hard, I still want